Attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever it is you are in the world today. Happy Easter, happy Passover, whatever it is you might be celebrating this March. We are a minute past, and so we're going to just dig right on in. If I could start seeing some hands saying that you can see my screen, just start flipping them up there. That's beautiful. Awesome. Which means that you can hear me, so I get a twofer out of that. So here we go. Uh, Welcome to Name Gathering. I'd like to introduce everybody on the crew. You should know Davine right there, beautiful blue in the middle. My name is Maria Dejuan. I'm down here in the bottom right. And then we have Carol Marsacci, who is out of Rhode Island. And she's great for answering your questions. You'll see her answering it in the back, and we'll have the infinite pleasure have her in the front giving presentations in the coming weeks. We have Don Overlander, over 20 years of experience with WordPress and all things technical that make your eyeballs go crazy. So we're delighted to have him on the team, and he's based in the Midwest. And then we have Izana Kutapov out of Eastern Canada, and we are your digital divas and dude to pretty much, bring you into what we've got going with name gathering. We're going to talk about the tools that get you some money. We do have to cover a couple things first. Changes. This is the 2016 session. Most of you, I don't know what brings most of you here, except for maybe wanted to learn how to get some names online, which is super exciting. So there have been some changes on the audience, and we're going to just kick off name gathering. I want to tell you a little story about the faucet and the funnel, and then we're going to get into, who are you? What's your message? We have to cover the split personality in the room. It's a question which constantly gets asked, and we've decided to just meet that lion head on. Then we're going to talk about the things that we're going to cover over the course of the next few weeks, and include a little bit about the turnkey blog offer. And homework. It's okay. It's good for you. We wouldn't do it if it wasn't for your benefit. And then we have available how-to videos with live Q&A. So the changes for the 2016 session, if you were in here in the fall, yep, we did it again. We've combined two programs into one. Training Solutions, they offer two programs. They have Go90 Grow, which is the target group, which is receiving the presentation this spring or winter, whichever. No, spring. It's not supposed to snow anymore, thanks to the groundhog. And then they also have the Master Key Mastermind Alliance, which ended officially yesterday and starts officially today for those who want to revisit some additional materials that are offered as the bonus. So you may be familiar with this course as Digital Connections or as Name Gathering. Whoever you're here for, we're glad to have you and delighted to be of service with this bonus. So this content, it never repeats itself. It does kind of in theory and in concept. Pretty much everything you're going to see today is brand spanking new as of 20 minutes ago. So, we'd like to keep on our toes as well as for you. We're going to stick at 7:30 p.m. That's Eastern Daylight Time for these Monday night webinars. Now, it's going to be every other week for the next 10 weeks. Get it in your calendar, plan now, because I'll tell you what, it's a great place to be. If you're participating in the Tuesday skills calls to figure out how to build your business, then this is the Monday night skills call to figure out how to do it online. And we're going to be rotating presenters because we're going to here to be social, and change is good. So let's talk a little bit about social media, right? And name gathering. You know that in order to build your business, you need to talk to people, okay? You should have been here 2 weeks ago. You heard Mark talking about it. You gotta get out there. And the same is exactly true on the internet. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well then forget about it. You're just not going to get it, okay? Because once you meet these people, and you're going to meet them on social media, you need to get to know each other better, okay? And you can do that through your blog and their blog. I'm going to emphasize and their blog. This is a two-way street. If all you do is go out and meet people and become friends with them on social media, it's like getting their number and never calling them. It's like wishing you made a date and never knowing if they were going to say yes. So make sure that you understand that in addition to getting those names, we're going to talk to you about what to do with them. And you need to build a relationship in order to establish a partnership. You have to keep the conversation going, and that's the joy of an autoresponder. It's like your online little black book, okay? And the more you keep in touch with them, then they're receptive when you're looking to sell them something, whether it's your product or service or affiliateship. All right? This is about things that you like and enjoy and benefit from, that you want to share with others that you think that they may like, enjoy, and benefit from. Now, I don't know about you, but that can be a little bit overwhelming. So would it be okay if I explain it to you with pictures? All right, let's explain it with pictures. I like water, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about the faucet. And if the internet is just this never-ending supply of names of people being forced into your computer, right? And your computer, that's the reservoir, right? Well, in order to get them out of this reservoir of the internet, you got to get out on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and Pinterest and Instagram and Snapchat and. I mean, the list just continues. So these people, they're coming out of the internet, they're getting onto social media, and they're going to the faucet. All right? This faucet, it's in your house. You have the power to control whether or not the water flows. Yet, in order for that to happen, you have to put in some work. All right? This does not happen overnight. You have to put hands-on effort out on the internet, in social media, for name gathering. And this is what's going to build your followers and your friends that are interested in the content you share. It's pretty much it. If they're not interested in what you're sharing, they're going to unfriend you. They're going to cancel the relationship. All right? So now you have a relationship. Well, then what? I mean, come on. Do we turn on the faucet and let the water flow for nothing? That's wasteful. We don't want to see all of our time and effort just go down the proverbial drain, right? You got to catch that. And that's where the funnel comes in. And the funnel, in this particular case, we're going to be talking about your blog. You're going to drive traffic to visit your website through social media. Yep. And we're going to dig in deep on how to do this as the course continues. All right, that's not what we're here to do tonight. This is just, it's an overview. It's an intro. It's to let you know that there's more than one way to gather names. And maybe this is it for you, right? Maybe you've been in the business so long that you don't know who else to talk to. Maybe for whatever reason you're at home and you can't reach out to people, and so you're looking for a different avenue. Whatever it is that works for you, Perhaps you've got a business, right? We're all here. We're all selling something. You got to drive traffic. You need a place for them to go. The best place is your blog, because people who opt in, this is an autoresponder. I'm going to throw in little words every here and again. If you don't know what they are, add them into the questions box. We'll be happy to answer them for you. Or Google them. That is what we do. I mean, if that could be a part-time job, I'd be throwing nickels in the slot machine like crazy. Because if you don't know it, Google does. and so people are going to opt in through your autoresponder to your list. Now they're going to become your leads. Okay, and you'll see here, where's my little cursor? Let me see if I can change the, just want to highlight this, right? Right here it says spam the bleep out of them. Okay, that's like a total no-no. It's a total and absolute no-no. That is not what you want to do. All right? You want to continue to share good content, not spam. The only thing spam is good for is a frying pan and some artery clogging. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. It's an amazing edible meal out of a can if you're ever inclined. And so then your avatar is going to see you as the expert. And that way, when it's time to sell, they buy. Why? Because they have been getting the exact same content from you, and they know you. Oh, I got to clear my drawing. Otherwise, we're going to carry that through all the slides. So to summarize this faucet and funnel concept, to be found, you have to exist on the internet. You just do. I mean, even the white pages don't come to your front door anymore. If you want somebody's phone number, you have to Google them. And so the faucet is social media, and it's just great in order to generate interest and traffic. It's like stirring the pot, okay? And your funnel, the personal blog, it's just fabulous for capturing names in your autoresponder. It's a place to get them there, and when you're mastering these skills, it's the best way to acquire subscribers. List building, all right, that's what you're doing. You're list building. When you're meeting in person, you're collecting names because you're getting business cards and you're pocketing them. Excuse me, so you're gathering the names, right? We were all born to be gatherers or hunters. Well, when you get online, you're kind of a little bit more of a hunter, and you need to hunt for the people that are like you, that are like your target market. And those people, you're going to gather them as subscribers and share with them things which you think that they may like, enjoy, or benefit from. It could be your business. Perhaps your affiliateship offer. Training Solutions loves their affiliateship programs. They have them for the programs that you have enrolled in to be here today. All right? And then maybe you've got personal books or courses or other items for sale, whether it's products or services. You also have good content from yourself and others. Again, I really want to hit home with this because we haven't shared it enough in sessions past. And others, all right? Good content doesn't have to be just you, because people will literally, they're just going to start falling into your hands because they trust you, all right? You are the expert in the content that you are making available to people. So who is your avatar? And you got to start loving Google searches, people. You know, we don't want you in the alliances going, what does this word mean? Just Google it, right? There's always an explanation in there. So avatar is someone who represents a type of person, an idea, or a quality, all right? Maybe it's just a quality that you are looking for in a person. There's a great article from Ellery Wells, okay? And when we get towards the end, I'll make sure to drop the link in for everybody. And it's called Finding Your Avatar, 4 Steps to Identify Your Ideal Audience. And these are things that you just ask yourself. So sit down, take a minute, write these questions down. All right, come back, watch the replay if your pen doesn't work fast enough. But you need to really sit and think about this. Who do you want to work with? Who do you relate to? Who needs to hear what you have to say? And who will benefit the most from your message? Okay? Because if your specialty is underwater basket weaving, you don't want to walk into a convention about NASA space travel. It's totally unrelated. Okay? Them being your target market is going to get you nowhere. And so just, I want you to think of these things. Again, we're doing an overview, all right? And I just want you to get started thinking about this. I'll share a story with you about my nephew. He was coming out of college, actually coming out of high school, considering college, and I said to him, I said, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he says, well, I have no idea, right? And so maybe that's what's happening to you guys right now. You don't know who you want to work with. Maybe this is a brand new business. This is a brand new concept. This is, you don't even know how you ended up on this webinar, yet you're stuck here because you're captivated, right? And so these are new questions for you, and that's awesome. And so I said to myself, well, do you know what you don't want to do? Is there a job that you've tried that you want to just avoid? Okay, there's going to be people that you know that you don't want to work with, all right? If you're red and you're all about the money, you may not want to work with lazy people who want to sit around and learn how to do underwater basket weaving, okay? So rule out that target market. So if you can't think of what you do want to focus on, start by thinking about what you don't want to focus on, okay? And who you are is always the best place to start. I was meeting with a group earlier today, and you can figure out who your own avatar is. You know how old you are. You know whether you're single, married, divorced, widowed. You know what your passions are. You know what your profession is, where you went to school, what your hobbies are, and you know where you want to be in life. If you don't know where you want to be in life, then you better start figuring out your definite major purpose. If you don't know what I'm talking about, for Go 90 Grow, there's a webinar on Saturdays, and they can help you with that. And if you're in the Master Keys, you know what I'm talking about. So, you know where you want to be, okay? And perhaps where you want to be is where some of those folks are. I'm going to ramble like Mark. Oh my goodness, somebody stop me. There should be like a button. Okay, so what is your message? Because everything that you write about, whether it's a blog or even a social media post, it's a message. And what do your messages say about you and your purpose? This is extremely important. Okay, I mean, are you full of fluff? Or are you made of substance? Like when people come to your website, are you serving bologna or is it filet mignon? Okay, you want to know if people just want to scream, run away, or do they stop? They lean in and they say, tell me more. Because when you take a look at what message you want to put out there, if you're not seeing that message, you can ask yourself, is it that nobody cares about what your message is? Or are you lucky enough that perhaps no one else is talking about it? Can you be the first person to just crack that egg and bring something new and engaging to the internet? And communicate on topics where you want to be viewed as the expert. All right, I am not an expert in underwater basket weaving. I am not going to start a blog about that topic, okay, because I don't know anything about it. And to find out something about it is just going to be too much work. So dare to be different. Different is great. Just make sure that you pick something that you are either right now or in the future you want to be comfortable, competent, or confident about soon, in the near future. You guys are here because you're, and gals, right? Universal. You guys are here because you're taking a course, all right? So you may not, and this is like the beginning for some of you, you may not be comfortable or competent or confident in anything that we're talking about right now. But I can assure you that you're going to be. You are in the right place to get that skill set. And, you know, you can blog about the evolutionary process, the pitfalls, the high times, because people they just love to read about the hero's journey, your journey to become the expert, your journey to whatever is next for you in your life. So we go back to Google. Okay, what is an expert? It is a person who has a comprehensive and authoritative knowledge of or a skill in a particular area. Did I start talking slower? I did. I did, because I want you to get it. An expert is not because you went out, you gave yourself a name, you took a magic wand, you tapped it on your head and say, ta-da, poof, I'm the expert. All right? Yet, if you've lived it, if you feel passionate about it, if you happen to be blessed to own a business based on what you're blogging about, maybe you have the been there, done that t-shirt, okay, then you're the expert, right? If it's a life experience, it is totally possible for you to be the expert. So blog about it. Good content. What's that? Oh, man, you probably hear it all the time. All you got to do is have good content. All you got to do is make sure you're sharing good content. Okay, well, it has driven me nuts for years. I've been working with this crew for 3 years, and every year we get closer and closer to understanding, which is beautiful. And I want to share this knowledge with you because it's important that you get it. I mean, like, really, really get it. Good content is material relevant to your message and your audience. It is not fluff. It is not filler. It is not, I have to say something, so I'm going to say something. It doesn't matter what I say. That's not true. People want to know that it's relevant. And you could have written about it in your blog or in a social media post to expand upon it so that there's a constant reference. You know, perhaps you read an article from someone else which impressed you, something that you feel that you want to share, that you think that other people are going to like, enjoy, or benefit from. That's the whole point, is sharing that, okay? Don't always make it about you, your offer, your business, your ideas. Somewhere along the line, good content had got distorted by your own personal content, no matter how good it is, okay? We want to be really clear that the internet, it is a sea of information, and we're back to this whole water analogy thing. You know, picture this in your head. It's the sea. Well, if you can create a pond, right, or I guess, you know, looking back at it now, it should probably be a lake, because most lakes are fed by rivers that come from the ocean, which is the sea. All right, so if you can create a lake of good content, right, then people are going to come to you as the primary resource. And the question you should be asking yourself is why? Why are they coming to you when you're sharing other people's stuff? I'm not saying plagiarize, I'm not saying duplicate. I'm saying a quick post that says, hey, I just read this article today, and here's how it impacted my life. You should totally check it out. Here's the link. Because you're sharing good content, people are going to come to you Because it saves them time. People love to save time. You know, now they're not going to have to go anyplace else. They might, all right? And that's fine. It's just when you become the primary resource, people will go to other places less. They may like the resources you share, so give more, get more. When you share others for them, then it gives them an opportunity to share yours too. Just remember that, okay? Now, I told you we were going to talk about the split personality in the room. This question comes up more times than ever deems possible, and I can guarantee you whoever is either on this webinar right now, watches the replay, or has never seen this slide before, the question is going to come up, right? Because you got to tell people 7 different times, 7 different ways from 7 different sources, so I'm just going to bring it up. People are never just one thing. Never. Okay? And so how does that translate to the internet? If you haven't noticed, folks, people, their span of attention is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And the internet is no different. So you want to make sure to be as precise as possible on who you are and the message that you want to present on the internet. And there are ways to be more than just one thing, because you're not, okay? Excuse me. So you have the ability to set up your blog with focus areas, right? I recognize some folks here may already have a website, or perhaps you don't. Whichever group you fit into, that's perfectly fine. And so we're just going to talk a little bit about what you can do if you already have some of these aspects set up. So that's what you're going to do with your blog. We'll cover that a little bit more depth in a moment. And then separate your social media with particular content topics. Again, I'm going to dig into that one a little bit more, because all of the personalities on your head are probably scratching themselves going, what is she talking about? Okay? And the reason why I bring this up is because you have multiple passions. And you may say, oh, well, I could talk about this, or I could talk about that. The key is to pick your categories. Figure out which ones really sum up who you are and the topics that you want to blog about. Maybe it's health and wellness. And I'm not saying it's because you're business. I'm saying it's because you're passionate about it. Or both, and both. Sports and fitness, home-based business. Maybe it is pizza, poker, and cigars. I don't care what your categories are. The internet cares what the categories are. You need to care what your categories are. Because if they are as diverse as pizza, poker, and cigars, you need to separate them. And there are ways to do that. Because, again, these should be things that you think that others might like, enjoy, or benefit from. They don't want to hear about how many times you scraped gum off your shoe today, what different tool you used, and what color the gum was. That's not a blog category. All right? What is a blog category, you can spin off, and you can talk about just one aspect of health. Is it mental health? Is it physical health? Is it spiritual health? Those are different categories that you may feel deeper about. Is it under health and wellness? Absolutely. You just want to keep seeing if you can dig down a little bit deeper to what it is that your niche, your group is really interested in, what you are really interested in. And then all of your blogs should only be identified by one category. All right? There are things that you have the ability to do categories and tags, Yes, you can have multiple tags. It's a different subject for a different day. I'm really not going to dwell on that right now. I'm probably not going to cover it again in this class. It's just the category needs to be one. And there's one category because you're going to keep viewers focused on content specific to their interests through use of the category. All right, you can do that by setting up a custom permalink. You can modify your menu to show blogs by category. You can set up your sidebars to offer opt-ins based on your category. And so you'll see here this little guy with the how-to videos. This is going to be your best friend. All right, I'm not going to get into all of these topics. That's how we keep these presentations short and focused on your questions, by introducing content and letting you know that there's materials available to assist you with that. Then there is also the option where you can get a subdomain in order to keep things separate, and that's like if you're totally nowhere near the same topic, and we can cover that in any way that you guys would like in terms of more information. So then we have setting up your social media. All right, you'll see that this person over here is about Twitter, and this is Facebook and YouTube, and somebody can joyfully, type in whatever this logo is because I have zero idea. And these are your 4 different split personalities. Maybe you, I wouldn't recommend that you do it by social media. Instead, with Twitter, you can have different accounts for different core topics. You may need to use a different email address. If you have a website and you've got domain emails, you just set up a new domain email. It could be twitter@yourdomainname.com, whatever. And then Facebook, you got personal account versus business pages. There are a variety of different options in there in terms of business pages. If you're into Pinterest, you got to cover a different topic on a different board. The point is, and we'll cover this further as we go with some more how-to videos. Right now, just start getting thoughts going in the event that you already have some accounts set up. Because what ends up happening is people follow you on social media based on the topic and the content that you're sharing. The further and further you get away from your friends and family members, the more and more they care about only hearing about the one thing that matters to them. All right, so just keep that in mind as we move forward. So let's talk about moving forward and different things that we're going to cover. We're going to cover blogging basics, autoresponder setup and tips. We're going to do some top-level social media basics for Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. All right, Twitter to get your feet wet, Facebook to be able to communicate with your friends and family, and LinkedIn to be able to cover professionals. That's why we pick those 3. Because they are integral to your learning and development process for name gathering out on the internet. People, there's the right thing to say and the wrong thing to say. In addition to how to, send a post or make a friend, we want to make sure that we teach you how to communicate. It's a new subject that we're incorporating this session, and we look forward to feedback from everybody on how that works for folks. Affiliate marketing and launches. For some reason, I didn't see it on our overall agenda, so this may be as an add-on or as a separate session. All right, you'll get more information from us on that as we move forward. And just to remind you, we meet every other week. Okay, yeah, that's why. And now here what we have is Izana and I, we are co-founders of the Turnkey blog team. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary, which is super exciting. And to build your funnel aspect, you're going to need a hosted blog. So if you want one, but you don't want to deal with the learning curve of figuring out how to do it, you can get one from the Turnkey blog team where it's all done for you. All right, we go over that and explain it to you in depth. And it's available for your website, things that are available for your website because of Go90Grow. They have campaign messages. They are pre-installed for you, opt-ins that are created and added on your sidebar with the Training Solutions capture page gets developed and added to your menu. All right. Now, beyond the course, we may not emphasize this enough. You don't have to come to us with domain name and hosting all figured out. We have the Turnkey Blog team offers those services, and then if you have other things as far as capture pages, or you want shopping carts or appointments or even a theme enhancement, those things are all possible with WordPress as well as with the Turnkey Blog team. The big question is always, what's it going to cost? And I'm going to tell you, it depends on you. All right, we have specific training solutions package that we put together geared for all members. So we take our standard website, which includes a list building campaign. You get the pre-built list, so we take costs out there. And then we have an extra bonus for the class, which was supposed to end in January, and I don't know, maybe it's a New Year's resolution, or maybe we're just having a blast with our anniversary. We've decided to extend that until September 1st. You are going to need hosting, so that brings you to a total of $316, which overall is $303 in savings, which is 51% of the cost. All right, things that you are going to need to be aware of, right? Because everybody's like, oh, I thought it was supposed to be $316. Well, you are going to need a domain. You may choose to get domain ID protection, and of course, you're going to need an autoresponder. And for everything that we do in this class currently is based on Aweber. So that's what's going to cost. We are, if you are not certain on what else it is that you may want to blog about, we do have some other options that we're constantly looking into. This is the one that we just wanted to share with you today. Again, services that we offer, domain name registration, hosting, website design, and more. Yeah, in order to get the full extent of our presentation, you can check out the post in Kajabi. It's under Turnkey Blog Team offer. You can make an appointment at turnkeyblogteam.com. This is what it looks like in our bottom right-hand corner. You can click on Make Appointment here. Predominantly, we do our appointments on Skype, so here's our Skype handle. And if you have any questions, you can send your questions to sales@turnkeyblogteam.com, and that's how to reach us. Now, let's talk about homework, okay? Yeah, I did. I said it. You just heard the word homework, and you're probably going, are you kidding me? Like, this is supposed to be an extra. This is supposed to be a bonus. And, probably in your flashback of school days, you're going, am I going to be graded on this? No, I'm not going to grade you on this. Yet, if you're going to sit here every week or every other week and you're going to do nothing, guess what, folks? It's not going to get your business built. It is certainly not going to get your brand established. And if you're taking any courses with Training Solutions, I pretty much already know that it's a sure thing you want to change something in your life. Well, if you don't apply, whether it's these skills or any other skills that they're providing to you, your life is not going to change in any way whatsoever if you don't apply the skills. Of course, we are totally going to use up, maybe an hour and a half of your life, right? So our goal is always to be out of here by then or there. So you're here to get guts and courage, all right? So do it now. Go use the skills. That right there, I have that written out on an index card taped to my front door. On the inside, of course. So every day when I walk out, I know to go use the skills. We're teaching you how to gather names and how to talk to people. on the internet and in person. So feel free to, go use the skills on your monitor. So what is the actual homework, right? And I do want to remind you to just keep calm, folks. It's not all that big. I want you to decide, who are you? What is your message to your avatar? If you don't know who you are, it's going to come across in your blog. It's going to come across in your posts on social media. Excuse me. And then you want to find the experts in your industry, in your niche, in your passion. All right? Some of the best ideas are stolen from other people, like borrowed. Remember where I said people are not just one thing? You're not. Okay? You got to where you are and who you are right now. Why? Because somebody else, something else. You learned something somewhere. Okay? Go learn something and figure out what other folks are doing. And then I want you to follow them on their blog and every social media network you can find. Because here's the hint, you're going to need this information for future classes. Okay? I'm hoping that's not too much. You know what business you're in. That's probably your industry. And not for nothing, you probably know one of two things. Who's your source of information? Who's your go-to guy, right? Or the second, who's your competitor? All right? Either way, you're gonna know who the experts are. I'm not saying your competitor's the expert, of course. Now, so you got questions on how to do the homework? Add the questions below the tutorial videos if it's applicable to the tutorial content. You can put them below the webinar recording. All right, you've got 2 weeks, and this is your assignment if you choose to accept it. I think it's bond. This message self-destructs in 6 weeks. Oh, just kidding, folks. All right, everybody here is a lifetime member. Come back anytime, catch the replay, view the how-to videos. And, do the homework, don't do the homework. But I think, most people who want to build a business, they do the homework. So, about the available how-to videos, you're going to log in, go to bonus materials, to name gathering. Otherwise, it's going to be under digital connections, right? And just be sure to keep an eye on the table of contents for the latest releases. We're going to revamp that a little bit. So that it has when release date, to kind of keep it a little bit more streamlined. And if you need more assistance, Google it, okay? And then come back and go into alliances. And maybe you share what you Googled, share what you found out. Because the alliances is where you want to be, to ask questions, to get answers. I mean, for goodness sakes, just to observe what others are doing. And then you can apply it in your own blog. And also to mastermind on improvements to a common purpose, which is building a list. All right, so we are at live Q&A. I believe most of us are on tonight, so if you have comments, questions, strategies, and suggestions, by all means, start typing them in, because we would love to hear about it, because that's what we're here for. I'll start with, folks, is there anything that I should be answering?
I don't know. There are okay, some stuff starting to come in. Can you go back to the slide that had all blogs?
That had all blogs?
I guess the words all blogs.
That had all blogs. I'm going to need more information on that.
All right, Marlo, I'm going to get her. Hold on.
I'll be happy to pull it for you.
Hey, Marlo.
Yeah, sorry, I'm so elusive. I was trying to write it or take a picture of it. It says all blogs need to have this and this, and it talked about, links and back, tags, things like that. I just wanted to write those notes down and just.
Do I have the right slide, Marlo?
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
I think that's it. Thanks so much.
You're super welcome.
I think that's it. Okay.
Marlo, where are you calling in from today? For those who already know you.
Yeah, I'm in Utah.
Awesome. And you are looking to build a list online?
Absolutely. I'm building a few lists. I'm working on a Master Keys list. My website has different categories, and I have different pages for the different things that I'm doing. And I've got my theme, Connect the Dots.
Cool.
Connect the dots financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and mentally. And so the mentally goes to Master Keys, spiritually goes to the spiritual path work I do with people one-on-one, and etc. So
beautiful.
Yeah. And then I'm rotating my blog. My blog rotates those different categories, basically. So I just want to know a little more about how to make that the most effective possible. So I just barely got SEO Presser.
Okay.
To try to get keywords, and my web person has been putting in, keywords and things like that. But I just got, a lot of improvements to make because I want to make the most of my blog. So.
Beautiful. Oh, thank you for sharing your category story. Right?
Yeah.
Because folks, she's talking about 5 different topics. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the whole aspect of rotating, and what I want to just highlight is that if you're rotating them, if you got 5 blog topics, it doesn't mean you have to write 5 every week, right?
Right.
That way you're not overwhelming your audience, and you're showing your diversity. It's a beautiful thing, Marlo.
Yeah, it's one a week. It's one a week, and I post it every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. And I rotate through those different aspects of, connecting the dots financially, mentally, or spiritually. And then one thing and then I do a vlog. I video once a month. So once a month, one of my blogs is a video.
Keeping it different.
And
it's beautiful.
Yeah. So.
Well, thanks, Marlo, for sharing.
Yeah. I just am really excited to be able to learn how to maximize that effort that I'm putting into the blog with the keywords and the searches and the social media sending, and I get a lot of visitors, so it's working, but I got a long way to go.
It is not a process which happens overnight, for sure, folks. So let's see. I believe I was told to look by flag. So for those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, your questions come in and they are flagged, and then we're able to bring them on or make sure that they get answered. So it looks like what is super, super duper exciting is that that all the questions have been answered. Looks like I want to clarify. There's one question here about whether or not today is class number 1, right? And the answer is yes, right? Mark did a session 2 weeks ago where he talked about the in front of in person and with people aspect of gathering names for your business. What the Digital Divas and do take over from here on out is how to do it on the internet. And so we have 5 weeks that we're going to be covering that. And for those of you who are not familiar with our format, the slides that are being shared tonight, they get attached to the webinar replay. That's the only place and time that we put them up. When and if possible, Sometimes we'll share them in the handouts within the GoTo webinar, which we don't have up today. And let's see, we're getting some good what's the word? Questions about blogging sites. So I'm going to see. Holly Stern, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, Holly. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm well. And where are you calling in from?
Portland, Oregon.
It's all these West Coast and Midwest folks. It's beautiful. And you have a question in here about dealing with comments?
Yeah, I have a blog, and I haven't been particularly active with it recently, but I'm getting just a stream of comments, some of which are obviously spam that have absolutely nothing to do with my blog. And then there are the ones that sound like they're probably legit until you read a few further down and somebody else has just about the same wording on the comment. And anyway, it seems just a waste of time to keep going through them, marking them as spam.
I thought my list was going to be shorter from our resident. Let's see. I wanted to come here.
Huh?
Okay, and I'm going to copy and paste. There's another link that I want, but this one, I'll start with this one and share it with the entire audience. That you can look and see all of the different plugins that are available from WordPress. And Akismet, this is the one for spam right now. It's got over 1 million installs. Is it the be-all and end-all, and is it the number one? I mean, you're talking about 1 million, so it's always a great place to start. And, you know, so that would be our first recommendation.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's just part of WordPress. It's not something I buy. It's just available to everybody. Is that? Am I understanding?
Yep.
Okay. Terrific. Thank you. That's very helpful.
Now, some of them will start out free, and then they'll have like an upgrade option, you know. But this is always it's just a great place to start. I do have another. If I find my other link, I'll add my other plugin link to the webinar replay. All right, I'll make sure that is in there, because there's another one that's a great place to go and do a search that is eluding me right now.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And to what do we owe the pleasure of your company? What are you building a list for this session?
You mean which company am I affiliated with, or what?
What do you want to build a list for? What are you looking to give away? Who is your avatar? What's your category?
Health and wellness, and also retirement income and lifestyle.
Beautiful. There's one thing I want to point out to the group here, and since I have you on, it's the perfect time to do it. I want everybody to notice I didn't ask her what company she's with. That's the difference, right? Because I don't want to know the name of your company, because that's going to probably mean nothing to me if I'm coming to your website. You said retirement. I'm not retired yet. If you could help me build a retirement plan, I may want to read more about what's happening on your website. Right? There's two things to know about the internet. One, you want to get out there with your message, and two, you do not own your company's name unless you own your company. Right? Because chances are their lawyers are bigger than your lawyers, and if you're using their name either in your domain name or on your website and you say something that they don't like, they're going to find you and tell you.
Right. I always, if I say something that talks about the products or the company, I always put it through compliance before I publish.
There you go. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. And I answered your question the way I did because Mark always says, where are you from and what company are you with? So I wasn't sure about what you were asking for.
I totally knew where you were coming from. I love those Tuesday calls. The difference is that he's going to give you the word-for-word skills on what to say to people so they want to be in your business, right?
Right.
We want to give you the word-for-word skills on what to say so people want to read more about what you're sharing so that when you talk to me about your business, I want to be a part of it and I see you as the expert.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
Awesome.
Perfect. Okay, thank you so much.
You're super welcome, Holly. Thanks for being on tonight. Let's see. Is there anything else that that we want to share with the whole group?
Brenda has a question here that I don't understand. Maybe you understand it.
Brenda Fujita, can we hear you? Hello, Brenda. You are unmuted, but I miraculously cannot hear you. You must not have a microphone at all. But you just, yeah. Hello? I hear something. Hold on, let me see if I can sort the questions. Let's see. Use the alliances slide. I could so totally show the use the alliances slide again. Here we go. That is the primary question that I see for her. So hopefully that's answered. Basically, folks, you need a lifeline, right? And we understand that. And that's why you want to make sure that you are within Kajabi for your particular course, asking questions, and would be happy to happy to answer that. And I'm gonna. This is a funny question. Well, comment. Chuck Berry, you're muted. Can we hear you this evening? Well, you're unmuted on my end. You're muted on your end. Because this is just a primo example. And so let me go do what he just did. He typed in avatar, and I got to tell you, folks, this is 100% one of the things that you're going to get back from us. Sometimes when we tell you to Google something, it's only as good as what we told you to Google. Okay? The reason why when he Googled avatar, it totally doesn't have anything to do with what I shared with everybody. It's because I forgot to tell you it's avatar for audience. Because you're trying to find the avatar for your audience. And here's the post that I said I would put in the link in. So there's the link for everybody. All right. So can you Google things? Absolutely. And you know, sometimes you just have to do a little bit more research so that you can make sure that you get the right search. Great question, Chuck. I'm going to see one more time if we can. Oh, it looks like you're still muted on your end. So delighted to have you here and asking questions. I've got, let's see, I got Mr. Bill Knox. May we hear you this evening?
Hello.
Hi, sir. Where are you dialing in from today?
I'm in Washington, D.C.
Okay, so East Coast. Let's see. You've got a question in here. Go ahead. Would it be okay if you share it with the group? Sorry.
Sure. That was I was listening to you, and I was thinking about, you know, blogging. I haven't blogged since I was in the Master Keys, which was a lot of fun because I was delving into my internal stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But trying to find a way to link something to an audience that they might be attracted to, that I get excited about saying is the head scratcher, because ultimately I'm trying to, I guess, get them to see, oh, this is a nice guy, what's he doing? Maybe I'm interested in his business down the line.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what I'd write about where they go other than the guy's just talking about what's important to him. And I don't know if that's important to anybody else. I guess that's, you know what I'm saying?
I do. I totally do. I told you that, you know, we run a website company, so I get that head scratcher. So, you know, what business do you have?
It's in nutrition and, you know, health and wellness and supplements.
Okay. And why are you in that business?
Well, first of all, network marketing has always fascinated me. So I've been in several companies, but I moved from service to something that was more personal, you know, cell phones and all that just didn't.
Well, we've got all people from all different places and brands here. I'm more curious in
Oh, no, but I'm saying, talking about the funnel, that's what happened to me. I started looking at what was more important to me, like health-wise and my family's health and friends' health and people in general.
So you got a passion to it.
There.
Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay, no, that's it. I was more passionate about that than services. So I ended up on the product side.
Okay,
and
go ahead.
And the people that I work with, I've known them for a while. We all just looks like a big family. I know the owner. It's just become a total family kind of experience, and that's that kind of drives it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know the people, you're passionate about health. What is it about, you know, the health of your family and your friends that, you know, makes you want this particular supplement or taking or doing anything in general?
Well, what changed it a lot was my son was diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic when he was 9 years old, and it just kind of shifted everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when I lost my father to cancer, that was the first shift, but then my son. And I just started looking at life differently, you know, not this perpetual kind of, you know, when you're younger, you just keep going because you think it's going to last forever, you know, though you know intellectually that it's not going to, but you got this invincible mindset. You start getting older, you go, no, not true. So,
mm-hmm. And do you think that there's other people out there that are getting older every day?
Yes, ma'am.
and do you think that there's other people that have lost family members to cancer?
Yeah.
And is there any chance that, you know, there's other people who have children with early stages of diabetes?
Yes.
And maybe they need somebody to go to. Are you that go-to guy?
Wow. Never thought about it like that, quite honestly. Wow.
This is your journey. You're the hero of that experience, and how you come out of that is that you got a network marketing company that focuses you on health and wellness, and now you're more attentive to what happens to your body and gets put in your body. How's your son doing, by the way?
He's awesome.
Is he taking anything from your company?
Yeah, he takes some products. In fact, he's coming to Hawaii with me.
This summer?
Yeah.
Oh, how old is he now?
He's 29. He just turned 29.
Oh, that is beautiful. So you've got 20 years of life experience to write about in retrospect.
Yeah. Wow, I hadn't even thought about it that way.
Come on, kids never like you to tell what's happening at that moment. You might be able to get a pass if you're talking about it 20 years old. You know. But I'm super excited that you're going to Hawaii. My family and I will be there too. You know,
Awesome.
So I look forward to seeing you there. But more to the point, are you starting to get an idea on maybe what it is that you can start blogging about?
Yeah. Yes. I think I'll definitely study this article you just posted about avatars. That seems much akin to what I need to establish.
Okay. And there's more than just that one article, right? You can take a look at a variety of different things and different tools that are out there. We encourage everybody to make Google their friend. You know, I'm not here to be the expert. We are here to be an expert. You know, and it's important. It's important to share whatever it is that you're passionate about, because that's what's going to make you want to get out of bed to write your blog, and that's what's going to want to make you sit down and turn the faucet and put in the hard work on social media and make the people come to you.
I see better now. Thank you.
Awesome. So excited to have you on tonight, Bill, and on the East Coast to boot. It's beautiful.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Let's see if anything else has popped up. Oh, we have a couple new. Good day, Deborah Donaldson. Can we hear you this evening? I don't know. It looks like you're still muted. Pardon me. One of the things that what she asked is whether or not we work with constant contact. Just like there's more than one article about Avatar for your audience, there's more than one autoresponder. What we focus on in presenting and what we share with the group is we want to be able to find the best tool available that covers a diverse range of things. And it can be extremely sapping of one's energy to learn everything that is available, and so we don't do that. Our research has put AWeber to the top of the list. They have phenomenal training. They're coming out with some amazing things that you can do for campaigns and how you maintain a great relationship with your clients. And so that's why we work with and recommend AWeber. And then for those who are on a more economic standpoint, then we recommend MailPoet, which I know I just kicked off a whole what's a MailPoet, so let me see if I can just find it, because people love to learn and we are here to teach. So that's MailPoet. Okay, and it's a great place to start if that is something which tickles your fancy. Let's see, and I can hear that ding. I don't know if anybody else can hear that ding, and I don't even know what it is. So I
don't hear it.
Okay, good, because I can't fix it. It must just be on my computer. Let's see. Good evening, Stephanie Spray. Can we hear you this evening?
I think so. Hello.
We totally can. Where are you joining us from this evening?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Beautiful. Donald Overlander's a Missouri man.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'm finding more and more people are coming out of that state. Maybe it's just because I'm focused on it. So Anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about you. What do you have going on in here? You got a question?
So I have a question. Yeah, I do have a question. So I'm really interested in 3 totally different kinds of things. One of them is my network marketing business.
Okay.
The second one is somebody recently suggested to me that I do some consulting with kind of what I've done for the last 20 years.
Okay.
And then lastly, I have my my father and I. My father was a professional athlete when he was younger, and he and I have been talking about writing his autobiography. So totally 3 complete separate entities.
Yeah.
Would I do that all in one? Do I need to?
So
How can I really?
I'll start with the first basic question. Are you your father?
No.
No. So I would not put his autobiography on your blog. He should have his own.
So
does that make sense?
It does, because we want to promote the book that he's writing, but he doesn't have the ability. I mean, he's not technically able to do that. He's in his 70s, and I'm going to have to do it for him. Or you put on a separate blog under his name and his light. He can tell me the stories, and we can write things on his blog. Is that what you mean?
Exactly. Everybody has a ghostwriter somewhere at some point in their life.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
But that's his brand, right? And you don't. I mean, if you're ever going to blog about his book or autobiography, it's going to be, oh my gosh, I had so much fun working with my dad today. You should check out his blog, right?
I got you.
And so then the other 2,
Okay.
you're doing coaching and network marketing. Are they? Is there anything?
Well, the network marketing is skincare.
Okay.
And then the industry is restaurant. So they're not at all related.
Typically working in a kitchen, you do lots of things with your hands. There's oil, there's heat, so you're talking, things that happen with your faces. Is there anything, are there any products that your company may or may not use that resolves some of those?
Yes, there is. Yes.
So I'm not saying that you would or wouldn't want to put them on the same blog, as much as there are ways that you can cross-relate the information. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
That way you're seen as a whole person that does multiple things. Go ahead, you were going to ask a question?
Oh, so would it be smarter for me to do, like, if I did a restaurant consulting page where people were to get my services, maybe I should do that as a separate, maybe I should just do it as a separate blog, completely separated, but then occasionally I could bring in stuff about, the skincare for your hands or things like that.
Yeah, because you could see it as an expert. I use this product because I've got dishpan hands because I'm, or this is what my staff uses. Do you know what I mean? Right,
I do.
Otherwise, if you're talking, I'm seeing it as they're too far apart to overlap, depending on how you want to put it out there.
I was thinking they were too, so I should probably just focus on maybe one of them right now and get one of them up and running. Would that make more sense?
The one that you're going to be doing the most and having the most input into, then yes.
Okay. That sounds perfect. That's what I'll work on.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're super welcome. Thanks for being on tonight.
I appreciate you. Thanks for all your help.
You're very welcome. We're here for you guys. Speaking of here for you guys, I believe that we have answered pretty much everything that that has been asked which is super, super exciting. You know, so if there is anything else that you would like to discuss this evening, or if there's any social media tools that you think we should take a look at, you can start dropping those in on your way out. And we say thank you so much for being here. Again, we have a huge team. This is everybody. I'm grateful for all of the things that they've contributed through the years in the past recent months, so that you guys can benefit the most, which is it's just super exciting to be a part of this, and we're grateful for what you designed out of it. So thank you.
Great job. A lot of praise you got there. That's Mission Impossible, though, I think, not James Bond.
So right. I knew it was a never-ending series, whichever it was, and it certainly wasn't Rocky.
Yeah, Ajax actually also put something in there about it. I just want to let you know you got a ton of great jobs here, so great job. And I also received an email saying what a great job you did. So
already? It's not even over yet.
I know, right?
Those are the people who paying attention.
Something to know about that, and you may already know this, Maria. You probably learned it at Go 90 Grow Live. For every one person that takes the time to give you a compliment, that means that at least 10 other people felt the same way. So of all the people on this call, every single person liked it based on how many compliments you got. So I just wanted to let you know that.
I'm speechless, and I'm humbled and honored to be of service, because that means that the value, you guys got the value. So go do your homework, folks. It's Monday night.
So really thank Maria.
Go play.
Go work. Yeah. You're telling him to play, I'm telling her to work. All right, thanks.